Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about why you guys should switch to keyboard and mouse. Now with the new chapter 2 season coming out, I know that a lot of you guys are still playing on controller or console or whatever it may be, if you're playing on PC or controller. With the new season coming up, I really recommend that you guys make the switch to keyboard and mouse. It's never too late. I'm going to be going over some advantages of going over to keyboard and mouse, some disadvantages about being on a controller, and some things like that. So the first tip I'm going to give you guys is that the skill ceiling is higher on keyboard. Now, only 150 players that qualified for World Cup, only 8 of them were on controller, and none of them were double qualified either. So there's a lot of things that there's a lot of controller pro players that are trying to make the switch over as well. So I like, for instance, Ghost Issa was talking about it. He wanted to switch over to keyboard and mouse because he knows that that controller is holding him back. Now he can't really do that because if he does, he will be losing earnings, you know, some earnings in his tournaments, and just his whole brand is revolved around controller itself. So it's kind of hard for him to do that. But things that are, you know, some good things that are on controller that I do want to talk about is aim assist. Now people that do complain about aim assist is pretty dumb. The thing about aim assist isn't broken, it's the L2 spam. Now I'm not sure what they did to the L2 spam now in chapter 2. I'm not sure if they nerfed it or if they just left it how it is, but aim assist overall is not that broken, but the thing that is broken is the L2 spam. So that's, you know, that's one of the things that's, you know, I guess good for controller. But some of the advantages for mouse and keyboard is, you know, scroll wheel reset. If you're in a box fight, you know, fighting somebody, you can scroll wheel reset really fast. You don't have to tap the controller and then hold it. If you have to hold it edit delay on or whatever, you can just scroll wheel edit. You can do different keybinds for each weapon, you know, more precise movements, range of motion with your mouse. You know, you can use your whole arm instead of just using your wrist, and you know the buttons on your controller, and a lot more, but I just can't name them off at the top of my head.
Wait, what just happened?
But yeah guys, it's never too late to switch to mouse and keyboard. You can do a lot of things, depends what kind of keyboard you have. It's all preference. For me, for example, I have the Ducky 1-2 Mini 60% keyboard with silver switches. I really like silver percent keyboards. Silver percent keyboards are basically the ones that don't have a numpad, and for me, since I play with my keyboard tilted, it's a lot easier for me to be able to play like that if I don't have a huge keyboard. So that's one of the advantages to having my keyboard, for at least for me, because that's how I play with my keyboard slightly tilted. But yeah, and as well for mouse and keyboard, there's just, like I said, there's just a higher skill gap when you're switching over. You know, you can do much more things on keyboard and mouse than you can on controller, and just the way that it feels and when you play is just much better. Like on controller, on console, you can only have 60 FPS. Even if you have, I think even if you have like a 144 monitor, hertz monitor, you can still only have 60 FPS, and that's a big delay. If you switch from 60 FPS to 144, that is the biggest difference you will ever see in this game. The smoothness and just the way it feels skyrockets up, and it's insane. It's actually insane. But now with chapter 2 coming out, since there is a lot of since there are bots in the game now, and you know there is skill based matchmaking, it is a lot easier for you to switch over to mouse and keyboard, because you're not going to be facing all these sweats in the lobby while you're over here trying to learn your keybinds and stuff, you know. So I feel like right now is actually the best time to switch, because you can get a lot of practice in just in regular games, and you can get practice in creative as well. You know, you can do a lot of things. And plus, if you're on controller, you're restricted to editing fast. You know, you can't really edit that fast, except for, you know, maybe face sway in them. But they're, I don't know what's wrong with them. As well as on mouse and keyboard, you can have better aim too, because you can use, like I said, you can use your whole arm instead of just having to use your wrist, depending on what sensitivity you like to play on. And on controller, you know, there's the 360 movement is pretty cool. Yeah, there's some things that are better on controller than, you know, maybe three or four things that are better on controller than there are PC, but PC overall has the higher skill gap, and keyboard and mouse is really the way you want to go if you want to evolve into this game and be the best player that you can be. and I guess that in that sense, you guys can actually, you know, go get a lot better than if you were on mouse and keyboard. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to like, smack that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.